Welcome! This is the Revanchism. It's taken me, once again, a long time to get this video out, but that's because I've been busy with work and whatnot. So what we see here are a few basic buildings. I'll go over them more in more detail later. This video is going to be covering how to make ruins. So we're going to start with a typical small or garden wall. Very plain, looks like it was just built. Now, if you're going to turn it into ruins, what you can do, obviously you want the grass there when you actually finish with it, but you can switch out the different types of stones for mossy and cracked. In addition to that, what I find helps is write a story. Seriously, write a story about it. How did this wall get like knocked down or something? If you want it to be knocked down, if you just want it to stay up but show some age, this is a good way. But if you want it to be a ruin, write a story. So let's say a creeper invasion came by, but the forefront of the attack was a bunch of zombies that decided to knock a hole in this. So they pushed this brick down, making it fall, let's say here. And that wasn't big enough for them, so they knocked this one down too. That one landed here. And still wasn't big enough to get their full force through, so they knocked that over, throwing it here. Now on the way out, they were kind of sloppy about it, so they just decided to push this down too, which fell over here. And this one, which fell right here. Now you have a bit of ruins. Now if you didn't like where this fell, you could put it here and whatnot. You could even put them farther out. Just get creative with it. Write your own story is what I'm really trying to say. Write a reason. Now here we have a small section of a wall, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all stairs and all half slabs, and we'll see what that looks like. Okay, here we have it, and I have removed the stairs and the half slabs. Now for visual effects, I decided to also punch out one of these iron fences, give it kind of its wearing down look. Sorry. And I also switched out some cobble, well not cobble, but the stone bricks with mossy stone bricks and cracked stone bricks. And wherever I saw two mossy bricks, I just went ahead and put a vine there. Now what's going to happen is over time the vines are going to naturally grow, so it's going to look even better. Now the reason I have these blocks out here is, if you recall, on the other side there were some blocks here. Well, when you remove these supports, they kind of fall down. So they fell down, some of them close, some of them far. Now usually there would have been one right here, but when I removed the stairs, it kind of looked odd, so I just went ahead and removed those as well, giving a bigger impression that the support beams themselves were ripped from the wall as age wore on. Now to show you what you can do with a normal house, let's take a average everyday house. Nothing much, you know, walk in, blah blah blah. Not very fancy. Let's remove the stairs and the half slabs and remove any type of material that would naturally decay, like wooden planks. Okay, and this is what we have. Now in addition to that, I saw where the support beams were. Went out 1, 2, and then I drop the wood. Support beam, 1, 2, drop it. So if this was another space wider, the middle 2 in here would have dropped. Or if it was 2 spaces wider, the middle 3 would have dropped. Again. But what that's basically doing is that's giving the effect that the logs themselves are starting to warp with the weather. And then just take some vines and just click every 3 or 4 blocks or something like that. They'll grow out, they'll spread, and it'll look really nice. Now over here, we have an example of what you can do with material that doesn't decay. Everyone knows stone doesn't decay. So what do you do with it if you're trying to make ruins? Well, yeah, I know I didn't decorate the inside of this either. This is for example. Well, the first thing you do is you switch out some of them for a mossy version. And those mossy versions are the ones that you're going to put the vines on. And the vines are going to naturally grow. Then what you do is you come up on the roof and place a TNT block. I placed one here and here, and that blew holes in my roof, giving it an idea that although this stuff doesn't decay, it did fall apart. And the actual cobblestone blocks that fell on the ground, well, instead of scooping them up with my personal inventory, I just replaced them exactly where they fell. So that one actually naturally landed there from the explosion. This one right here was this block, but it landed here after the explosion. And I think there was one of the blocks over, was it that block? Anyhow, it was one of these blocks and it naturally landed here, so I just placed it there. So there you go. There's some examples of what you can do to make some ruins. The basic idea is decide what you want to make a ruin, make it, come up with a storyline on how it got ruined. This one right here, let's just say old age, people in it died. This one right here, same thing, just old age, and it fell apart because it, you know, the people never maintained it. And that was an invasion. Sure, I could have left these two blocks here and it would have had a more dramatic effect. Take for instance, if, actually let's put that there. There, and bam bam. No, that's too much. Let's do that. There. You could have had a more dramatic effect of someone, you know, bashing through. You can make them as tall as you want, you can make them as short as you want. Basic idea, just think about what time would do. Keep in mind, time is the destroyer of all things. So, just make it so that time has an effect. And you can turn anything into ruins. Anyhow, that is the revanchism. And I do have one other thing on this video to discuss. I'm going to take a break from making videos, maybe for the next month. And when I come back, I should have an adventure map set up. It's going to be really fun, custom NPCs. It's going to have an advanced storyline, a quest that you can follow through that actually develops as you go. And I'm hoping to make it multiplayer, but right now I'm not sure. So for the time being, I'm going to be really busy with work. Then I got a vacation coming up that's going to take about a week and a half of my time off of being able to sit down and do things like this. And when I come back, I'm going to work on that. So see you in about a month, and I should have a video up touring the adventure map I'm making. Until then, so long and happy Minecrafting.